Hey, Spuddies, Potato Big Whiskey here, and welcome back to my favorite Fantasy 4X game, Age of Wonders 4. Now, it's been a few days since I've actually played the game because I was off getting married. Congratulations me for tricking a woman into spending the rest of her life with me. Sucks to be you, wife. Now, there is a underground city here, and we wouldn't mind taking on Safe Ward. It is someone else's vassal. It's Mort Oriol's vassal. I think I would maybe prefer to take out the dragon person to the north first. This guy, what's his name? Brimfang, yeah. Might want to take out Brimfang, kind of clear out his empire. We are one city over our limit right now. I think I'm in the middle of raising, I'm in the middle of raising Pensatorium. And I am going to have my army chill right here for a turn so as to get a little bit of healing in. I'll keep some of these units over here in Monolithia so that we can fight off any of Mort Oriol's reinforcing armies while I have these armies move forward. I do have more armies on the way to participate in battle, but we shall get around to all of those things. I think we're producing military units from most of our cities. Our capital isn't producing right now, but that's fine. We have like outrageous amounts of mana, and I don't really know how I'm supposed to spend it. I'm pumping as much mana as possible. This is kind of where I miss the older Master of Magic games, where you could pump your mana into increasing your spell casting. So if you had an excess of mana, you could turn it into gold. If you had an excess of gold, you could turn it into mana. You could turn mana per turn into spell casting or research. And this is kind of where I feel like this is one of those areas where Age of Wonders 4 is like a more modern and better game, but is actually worse in kind of a very specific and niche way. I don't think it's a bad game, but it is. I do think the experience of it is like, what am I supposed to do with all this mana? You know what I mean? I've got some, like, I suppose I could trade it to people or something, but who do I trade it to? So I'm hoping that this should be an easy auto combat with no losses. And it looks like it was. It's very easy, lots of level ups. We picked up a little bit of experience. Now, we scavenged a Mantle of Fortune. It's a tier 4 with status resistance, magic, and star blades. I am going to go ahead and disenchant that. We're in the middle of crafting an item. We did just get Prescient Circlet, which is a unit enchantment. So let's select a new one. We've got 2 research cycles until the next thing. Target leader of an army gains Celestial Gardens for 1 world map turn, conjuring 2 tier 3 Archon units at the start of combat for the duration. That does seem like a pretty good friendly army spell if we want to make sure that we win a battle. We could research the Age of Order. Being able to summon higher level light spirits could be really good. It's a way to spend our excess mana. I think I will go for summoning light spirits and be able to spend that mana. I'll have these armies chill because they're holding in position. Now, unfortunately, because the Vigil retreated from the battle, we are going to have to chill heal for a turn because it took out all of his movement. But that's fine. We have an Archon Gate here. I'll send another army stack over to go meet up with these guys. You're still in the process of raising these cities, which is perfect. It's exactly what I want you to do. I like that the Archon Gate has like a big old sword. The art for this game is amazing. It's like gorgeous. I definitely should be recruiting units in my capital. Yeah, I reckon the Paladin is like a hardcore kick-ass unit. We'll recruit a couple of those. Oratorium. I think we are eventually going to raise Oratorium or potentially Obelissium. Well, no, Obelissium's actually pretty damn good. So I think we would probably raise Oratorium to make room for Harrington. Begin the transfer of more tiles to Harrington. That in mind then. Now, Sewellville got the Farmers Guild. It's conducting research. The House of Charity is pretty decent. I will grab that. I don't necessarily think we need the Healing Spires. They're pretty good. I'll grab the Convent as well, since the Convent will give us 15 knowledge and mana because it gives you more based on the stability of the city. Then we can look into building some of these special province improvements. Okay, we got a watchtower here. I think once this city has its Archon Gate, we can delete this outpost. It will have served its purpose. Nabocles the Bulwark has leveled up. I wouldn't mind getting extra hit points and status resistance for his army, so I'm going to grab Foraging Training. Another hero has leveled up as well. This is Naracles of Mortadria. This is my Death Knight. Unyielding is a great ability. Let's see, so you have Curse, and then Disease, Decaying, and now AoE Curse. I think the AoE Curse is a great move since it infects so many good abilities. We can integrate a free city, which is fun. We probably won't. It does have this nice focus crystal. We're being invaded in Monolithia by Mort Oriol. What I can do, actually, is to stand in the tunnel. As long as I stand on the surface, if he wants to come, he'll have to come fight up through the tunnel, which should, in theory, make his life harder. So let's go to the next turn. We are taking a pretty big malice to our income due to being over the city cap. It's not the end of the world. It does suck a little. Okay, Sign of the Cleft Shield Aftermath. So I could get the Sign of the Cleft Shield enchantment, which would give my shield units -4 defense, but 40% extra base damage. Or I could get it again by losing, or we could just let it pass. I think we're just gonna let that pass. We don't need this Sign of the Cleft Shield. Let's begin the Siege of Quentin. Now this will be a large and extravagant series of battles. Begin the siege. We have 16. Let's make sure we get everybody into the area around the city. Now in terms of siege projects, I think foreseeing the enemy downfall is good. So we'll do that because that gets us precognition stacks plus 10% and the enemy gets a 10% fumble. A tower bombardment wouldn't be bad. Harassing the defenders is a great one because it just softens up the enemy. It's free damage. Onagers are great too. I'll bring the onagers. They're useful. Just basically like summons, you know. I've got my armies chilling here to protect Monolithia. I've got an extra army stack that I'm going to send to assist in the siege. I am going to begin producing... Ooh, oracles? These guys are like angelic and stuff. They have the angelic transformation. Yeah, I got an oracle for funsies. One more turn for this to be raised, and then one more turn for this to be raised. So we're slowly reshaping the map in our image. Okay, you got your convent. Your production is quite low. You got your stone walls. Ruler Brimfang has returned. Domain is being invaded. That was all part of the plan. I think we were in the process of disassembling some of this underground stuff. Let me go ahead and just disassemble that real quick. We'll go to the next turn. Okay, so we cleaned this up, so now we can capture some stuff. The nice thing is we have Gardens of Affluence, which are these things. Garden of Affluence. I have no idea what's giving us the Garden of Affluence ability there. Very interesting, but we will be going for farms because we get a ridiculous amount of mana from farms. Oh, the Garden of Bliss converts 10% of food come into mana. That's actually insane considering we already have the... we already do that. That's ridiculous. So let's keep getting these farms. Beautiful, beautiful farms. I think the city has now reached basically its potential. It will continue to grow. And there's a few tiles down here. Nothing with too much in the way of like superpowers, but it's fine. So now I'd like this hero to make his way down here to clear out this city ruin. And then we'll quickly grab these two tiles as well, just for the sake of it. So Mort Aureole has redirected his army to the north because he didn't want to fight the gateway battle, which is fine by me. All right, let's transfer this to Harrington. We'll transfer this to Harrington. We'll basically be able to destroy Oratorium in a moment. I still would really love to get Garth of Golden Worship. Like, we just never got around to capturing that due to the fact that we're just so busy with other things. I'm going to have you pop into this city. We're going to use the city defense as our main strategy. A lot of army we're going to have to chew through here. That's fine. We've got another enemy army filled with skalds, believe it or not. Coming our way. Shouldn't be too hard for us to deal with. But yeah, you can see now we're controlling a much larger section of the map with less cities. I think over the next couple of turns, we will get Oratorium. We'll begin the disassemblement of Oratorium. Maybe we'll annex Florin or something. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. All right, you got yourself a House of Charity. We've got Paladins coming out and Architects. Monolithia doesn't have a governor. I'm just going to put a scholar in there for now. We have access to the Imperial Essence, which is brilliant. And we finished building the Deadly Staff. Perfect. I can't remember who that was for. Yes, it was for Nerusa the Soother. So the Deadly Staff should be a pretty big DPS, or just generally a pretty good upgrade. It has, you know, all these lovely boosts. And so let us begin crafting a new item. I think I'll craft some good armor for Leonidas here. What could we do in terms of armor? If we go to torso, we only really have the basic stuff. If we want to do more advanced stuff, we need Archon blood or Arcanium ore. All right, let's have a look. Whose weapon isn't updated just yet? Let's see, what do you got here? You got a tier 4? You have a tier 4. Perfect. The important thing is just to make sure they're tier 4s. Tier 3 is also okay. Okay, we can make a better pike for our leader. Let's get a bit tier 4 pike. Or even just a one-hander. I think physical damage is fine. He doesn't need provoke. Critical hit chance and critical hit damage just feels like the good combo. And that gets us to tier 2, a tier 3. Now, do we want him to use a 2-hander or a 1-hander? I think a 1-hander is fine. And then I guess inflicting condemned works. This will be the deadly 1-hander. So we'll forge that for him. It'll take a few turns. I wish I could pump mana into my forge to like speed it up. You know what I mean? Like, what if I could, boom, overcharge my forge with mana? I just have so much mana, dude. It's like actually crazy. Anointed People takes a long time to cast. I will say that. God damn, Mort Oriole has like a crusade army here with the number of stuff. And it's all really high tier stuff too. It's like tier 3, tier 4. I mean, there's a sprinkling of tier 2s and stuff like that in there, but it's mostly big tier stuff. So he's counter-attacking me, Brimfang that is. We do have foresee downfall and harass defenders on our side, which is going to give us a slight advantage. I wonder how the auto combat looks. This might be a battle that I have to fight myself. Oh, actually, we got a pretty good auto combat. I'm going to accept that outcome just purely because it saves real time. That's almost always why I accept a auto resolve outcome, is purely because it saves like my actual real life time. I could probably get a better outcome from fighting a battle manually. But I do always like to see how will and this is why, like, when I go back to play older games and they don't have the ability for you to, and they don't have the ability for you to like refight a fight after an auto resolve. So reinforced mail, yeah, like, oh God, I can't remember what game I played. I played through a game and like, you have to like quick save before every, the whole hitting auto resolve and then getting to choose to fight the battle manually is just such a beautiful thing. So reinforced mail. I think this is a deletion. I don't think it's very good. Warding armor, I mean, that's okay, but I think it's also going to get deleted. And I think, yeah, this is going to get deleted too. So we'll just disenchant it all. So big thing here is to attack, I think. Make sure all my armies are in position. We are going up against a golden golem. I'm hopeful that the auto combat will solve this without losing any units. Perfect. We're at that point in the game now. So the city of Quentin is pretty big. I want to raise it, but like I don't want to lose my pure good alignment, which is frustrating. In theory, I could absorb and then raise. Absorb and raise isn't the worst. Before we do that, what I'll do is I'll quick buy some palisades. This is a way for me to just avoid the penalty of being evil. Dude, I think just playing evil is actually like economically better and more fun. And with the way the game mechanics work. It's frustrating trying to play the good guys and you have to just always take the like cucked decision. Okay, this army is protecting Monolithia from Mort Oriole. Your job is to go and clear out this city ruin. To that end, I will just force march you because you're kind of just doing your job by running around the map for me. It's annoying that you have to use a hero to clear out city ruins. Like it requires a hero. So I think I'll chill here for a turn. I guess we could go siege Sterisk. There's nothing preventing us from doing that. Yeah, let's go siege it. We'll start the siege. We're going to do the exact same siege projects. Foresee downfall, harass defenders, construct onagers. I'll try to make sure that I have an army here to protect this. Let's have a look. Abbey is decent. Herbalist is okay. The Sanctuary is nice. The Temple of the Prophet is pretty good. The Shrine of Prosperity. Yeah, you convert food into gold. That's crazy. Where does this come from? Probably the Book of Prosperity. That's crazy. So you scale off conduits, you scale off farms. So the Temple of the Prophet likes to be near conduits. So what is the farmstead? Let me have a look. It just gets food from adjacent farms. And the Sacred Meadow, what do? You get stability per adjacent conduit. Okay, so I think what I'll do here is I'll create a Temple of the Prophet on this farmstead. Boom. I'll put a herbalist here and then the sanctuary on the Sacred Meadow. So that will just get us like a little bit. And then I think the Abbey probably best fits over here. Then we want to switch you to a farm. Okay, you're ready to annex a new province. Let's grab that farm right there. Beautiful. Tranquility Pool has activated. Awesome. A hero has leveled up. Nakon of Mortadria has leveled up. Let's get you some defense. Make you a little harder to kill. Okay, captured free city can be integrated. We're not quite ready to integrate some of those free cities. We're kind of in the process of rebuilding. Hey, I'm the keeper of the goblin-eyed constructors. Nice. Okay, so looking through, yeah, we got pretty good control of the map. I could, in theory, light the beacons of Gondor or whatever. The beacons of Unity. More like the narwhal bacons of Unity. Am I right, fellow Redditors? Heyo, I heard he bacons at midnight. So Rambuta Void Spawn has bound a gold ancient wonder. That's fine. Okay, so this is Enkidu Edgebane. We're going to begin to dismantle these ruins so that we can capture this haste berries. Then we're going to move up to capture the altar of devoration here. We've got a militant stack that we can move forward. I mean, Mort Aureolus is getting closer and closer with those doom stacks. Let's transfer this to Harrington. Harrington needs more farms. Let me have a look and see if I can get you a farm. There we go. Then we'll be able to build the estate hall and then hopefully the farmers guild. What guild did you build actually? I think it was the Scholars Guild, right? Yeah, we'll eventually delete this, but for now it's fine. Oh, sick, dude. We cast anointed people. Oh my goodness. So the unpolluted architects are going to become anointed people. They're going to get status resistance, spirit resistance, transform. Beautiful. They become even more glowy. Oh my god, I don't even know what else to cast. We definitely want to cast Prescient Circlets, so let's get that underway. This guy is pillaging us. We will have the Radiant Guardians to defeat him soon. You're chilling here to protect Monolithia from being attacked. Probably would be good for us to get the ballista towers at least. So I'm going to quick buy that. We'll grab some archer battlements. We'll come back. All right, you guys are in siege positions. So let's see here. We could get Wrath of the Emperor. Target enemy army sustains 20 spirit damage, becomes demoralized and condemned. And if it's cast in enemy territory, they sustain more damage. I think out of all three of these options here, I think Wrath of the Emperor is the best one. Thermopolis has produced a Farmer's Guild. Great job, Thermopolis. It's my capital city. We could build some affinity effigies. I do want to build actual monuments later, so we'll work on that. Instead, it might be good for us to build up some of these basic buildings. Like, we still don't have the Pinnacle of the Incarnate, and we don't have our Wizard Tower stuff like extra spell slots or the Apex Wizard Tower. So let's get the Wizard Tower Apex. We met a city that seems to be run by what looks like Eldritch Bugs. Like, I really hate this shape. I just wish this tile was in this location. Like, God, I hate it when it's like a little bloop. It just makes my brain unhappy. I don't know how to explain it, dude. Okay, this guy is in love with Titans, which is terrifying. Now, the good news about Titans is they technically speaking, Titans they're mythic units, which means they don't get certain buffs or abilities that normal units would. I think we finished crafting the deadly one-hander, which means I want to craft a shield now. So I think lesser spirit shield is kind of fun. We could then add like a bunch of resistance, or we could go for a more well-rounded, like a little bit of all stats to make him just like strong against everything. And this feels like the right thing to do, so that's what we'll do. Obelissium can annex another province. Yeah, we do have these bad guys coming in here. Prescient Circlets is ready, so it's going to cost us a lot of upkeep, but our units will get precognition when they enter defense mode, which is great. At least all of our units with melee attacks. We breached the walls of Sterisk. So let's go auto combat this. It's now my city. We got an enchanted breastplate. I'm going to go ahead and disenchant that. If I zoom out, you can see that Sterisk is probably worth raising. But again, I'm going to absorb it and raise it. It's going to be the plan. Let's attract a population to Harrington so we can transfer this hasteberry over and we'll begin dismantling its underground holdings. Then I don't want to vassalize this. This city sucks. It does have the silent tomb. This could be a keeper. You know what? This might be a keeper. All right, let's absorb it. Our economy is going to take a hit. That's fine. I wish when I was hovering over the anointed people, it would tell me which races that I have that have this already. So if I check my diplomacy, and I check my races. So the human paladins is my faction. No. What is mine again? The unpolluted artifact. So they have virtuous spirit, pure soul, and anointed people. Perfect. So virtuous spirit, pure soul, anointed people. So that's all of those that we needed. We can start summoning vigils and light spirits or blessed souls. I think I like the idea of summoning biblically accurate angels, so we'll start casting that. The Sterisk is a keeper, so let me start with the palisade and just boom, get that underway. A lodestone foundry. That's exciting. We definitely want the production in here. The production income in here is pretty bad. Let me go ahead and start replacing. I probably don't want to replace the transmutation circle or the bazaar of wonders. We need quarries, and I'm not particularly picky about how or where I get them. A Reaver Manufactorum. That's an interesting one. Quarry, please. Yeah, we got to convert this over to quarry so we can get it built up. We got a tranquility pool. That's awesome. Our ruler has leveled up. We don't need the army upkeep stuff. We already have lead by example. Extra boosts for adjacent units is kind of neat. Cleanse would be nice as well. I'll go for Blessed Body so he gets healed when he uses support abilities. Let's make sure we actually give him his new spear. This is his deadly one-hander. Technically, his average DPS will go down slightly, but that's fine. We will be able to build them up. Okay, so Monolithia is building stuff. I think we want the Caltrop stash and the Catapult. It's going to build you up to the point where you're well defended. All right, brilliant. Brimfang is getting obliterated, slowly but surely. Day 118 dawns upon the unpolluted Architect Empire. Sterisk is now ours. I lost my Imperial Essence collection because I'm not actually sure. Oh, it's because I switched this tile, right? Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to begin raising Oratorium now. Delville is going to be a target of ours. Holy crap. Mort has like a giga army. He seems reluctant to attack, which is honestly working for me because it's giving me plenty of time to deal with Brimfang. Now, I think Rambuda Voidspawn here broke his alliance with me, and now we just have a defensive pact, which is fine. Let's go put Delville under siege. 4C downfall, harass defenders, construct onagers. That is our standard siege build. Sterisk now has walls, which means I can kind of be a little bit more aggressive. Spelljammer over there. So you were going to come into the Altar of Devoration. I want you to clear this for me. So let's see, we can do condemned defenders. I will magically hasten I just have so much mana. So we're up against Karag and Dark Knights. Hopefully this should be an easy auto-resolve. Looks like it was. Perfect. So the Altar of Devoration belongs to me now. Imperium is 100% the thing that we want. We will eventually be looking to annex Florin. This is a very good location for a city, in my opinion. Alrighty. Now, so you cleared the Altar of Devoration, which is a good job. I think I'm going to send you over to this Gold Wonder as well. That'll be your job. Let's keep on recruiting knights. These aspirant knights are really quite useful because they have a lot of growth potential. Enuku Edgebane has leveled up. Now he's a human warrior. I think it would be good for us to go down the defensive side of things for him. Sprint is really useful. I'll go for Cleaving Sweep. It's a good one. There's so many crises just flourishing across the map. It's hard for me to respond to them all. All right, so we're going to upgrade this monument here. It's going to cost us 600 Wonder Stone, but it will get us another level of Order Incarnate, which is perfect. I got to say, man, every time I play Age of Wonders 4, I always have a good time. And that's a good sign for a game, man, when you're having a great time. So the free city is counterattacking. Shouldn't be too bad. I think this should be an easy wipe. If it isn't, I'll fight it manually. I've been quite lucky that I haven't had to fight a lot of battles manually, but the auto-resolve was quite long. We did lose 2 units. I think that's fine. Losing 2 units is nothing in the grand scheme of things. That is a very, very low attrition rate. Oh my god. All right, so that's a tier 4. We just got so much good stuff. I'll take these and I'll delete them as appropriate. So Delville is definitely a raise, but it's probably a capture and raise, which, most cities are. It's just really annoying that I have to do it that way as to get around the penalties of being the good guys. So yeah, we will absorb this, spend a turn doing that. Sterisk, so this one has gone down now. So we'll start dismantling those ruins. And now Sterisk, I'm going to grab a bunch of quarries in here so that we can get more productivity. And that productivity can be used to maintain our memes. I forget what the word is. City more income. That's what I'm trying to say. City more income. Let's make our way over to Brimfang with these armies. I'll leave this wounded stack in place. You can come up as well. Wrath of the Emperor is ready. And so now we can choose a new book. So one thing I'm definitely running into, and I've talked about this a lot, is A, I want to destroy mountains, and B, I want to cast more. So resonance fields would be amazing because it'd be +5 casting points per city. The Tome of Prosperity would be good because we would be able to get the Shrine of Prosperity, which would allow us to convert 10% of the city's food income into gold. So that in of itself is just amazing. Blessed Armors is also really good for our melee army. We would get Inner Grace plus Resistance, really strong. The Garden of Affluence would give us gold and mana based on the number of farms and foresters. That's really strong. Staves of Grace would give our support units Inner Grace, so they'll have grace if they don't get it. Their support abilities will grant grace, and they also get cleansing rain, which allows them to clear negative status effects on our units and positive status effects on enemy. The prosperity dragon I don't care necessarily about. It's more to do with the Garden of Affluence for the economy, the Shrine of Prosperity for the economy, Blessed Armors to make our military units stronger, and Staves of Grace. So I think for all those reasons, the Tome of Prosperity really is a very easy pick for us. I also wouldn't mind getting the Tome of Paradise for like the Enchanted Bloom, etc. I think I'm going to go for the Tome of Prosperity first. Let me go ahead and take that. That's going to really help our economy. I'll start with Blessed Armors, and I will lock Staves of Grace. We got our Caltrop stash here. Ruined provinces can be rebuilt. Repair that. Nabocles, the Bulwark has leveled up. Let's go improve your troops. We can summon a Vigil. I'll summon you in there. And let's begin casting. Well, what was that? Wrath of the Emperor? Yeah, we want to have one of those in the chamber ready to blast our enemies with. So we've got some new Empire development skills available. Locking and shuffling is cheaper. Armies regenerate in enemy territory. That's actually really useful for keeping your army's HP up. So I am tempted to grab it. I would also like to get knightly orders. I'm going to grab the hostile regeneration, and then I'm going to hold on to the rest. Captured a bunch of heroes. Yeah, I've got like war parties being sent at us. We could do some more rallies. I don't have the income for it just yet. Ooh, what I could do is I know for a fact in Sewellville. Oh, we already have the Shrine of Prosperity. That's fine. We don't need that then. Yeah, one more Radiant Guardian. Then we have a Radiant Guardian stack that we can go blast this enemy army right here with. I did have this Radiant Guardian stack here protecting this underground entrance. We're under attack by Brimfang. Now, he has brought some pretty strong units, but he doesn't have a full set of stacks. He will be getting the Iron Golem benefit. I'll see how the auto combat goes. Again, if it's bad, if I'm only losing like 1 or 2 units, I really don't care. Longer auto-resolve timers usually mean it's bad, but we lost a single aspirant knight. Like, I don't give a damn about that, dude. So those are completely acceptable levels of losses. We're at a point now where our auto-resolve is very strong. All right, we scavenged a whole bunch of equipment. We'll take all that. We're not actually crafting anything at the moment because we're kind of caught in battle. All right, set the city under siege. Start the siege. We could go for a headlong assault to bring this down to a 2-turn siege, which I will do. And what's nice is we are regenerating health inside the enemy territory, thanks to that shadow skill we just picked up. Delville is going to start getting raised. It does have focus crystals down here, but that's fine. So let's begin raising it to get rid of it. This is like the way to raise a city. You just got to spend Imperium to not pay the alignment cost. All right, we have Wrath of the Emperor ready to cast. Let's chamber a Vigil. We got a stack of knights on a gate. I am going to come in here and I'm going to grab myself the... I'm going to get myself the knightly orders. This is going to give us like a special rank for all of our units. War Foundry, heard about the last one, so thanks, but no thanks. Ho-ho, yo-ho. Yeah, looks like this army disappeared, so we can start doing some repairs. I wouldn't mind getting the Sanctuary. In terms of recruitment, could be a lot of fun to recruit Titans. They are tier 4. The problem with Titans is they don't benefit from many of the benefits tier 3 units would get. So like if I come down to a tier 3 unit, like look at all these buffs that it has that the Titan isn't getting. And this thing costs Imperium to upkeep as well. Whereas like, would I not just be better like recruiting something else like the Radiant Guardian or even the Blessed Dragon? So yeah, I'm going to queue up Radiant Guardians because most of their upkeep is mana. And I'll send this Radiant Guardian stack underground. Have a look around here. There's a few like things around here we could maybe get our hands on. Mort Oriole, he's thinking about it. He's very close to doing it. He's about to put the city under siege, man. We should probably quick buy those catapults. It's going to be one hell of a battle, dude. So definitely in Thermopolis, we want to build the Shrine of Prosperity. Holy crap, that's expensive. What does the Herbalist do again? It scales off of adjacent forests and swamps. Okay, cool. We have the Archon Gate. We have the Apex. I think it counts as a conduit. So I'm thinking the best place for a... We don't need a teleporter. We definitely want the Shrine of Prosperity. There we go. That is worth 51 food. That is absolutely godlike. I'm even going to put that to the top of the queue because it's worth a lot of gold if we can get that finished. All right, we got ourselves a Tranquility Pool, Focus Crystals. We got a bunch of things. We could cast a Wrath of the Emperor. I don't think we're ready. We got ourselves the Resistant Aegis. So let me equip that to my hero. Now, in terms of defensive items, yeah, I think we are missing some of the stuff that we want. I mean, in theory, we could make this guy basically immune to magic by creating just incredibly powerful resistance items. Let me have a think about that, because there could be some abilities that are on these that are pretty useful that aren't just like more defense. It's mostly just like, oh, you're more resistant. So Starblades isn't a bad ability. Let's say, what if we went for hit points, defense, resistance, plus status resist? We could just max out the resistance portion. Usually I would max out the health portion. So we'll go with hearty armor. I feel like the one thing I really dislike about the item forge is that it is so restricted by the material, like magic material system. If you haven't managed to gather like all the magic materials, you just can't really do much with this, which kind of pisses me off, honestly. Personally, it's fine. It just annoys me. We'll try to get that Beacon of Valor up. I'm constantly over my city limit because I'm in the process of raising cities constantly, trying to get control of the map. Oh, he wants to hit that Archon gate, which is interesting. Okay, so they're raising the Archon gate to try to prevent reinforcements, which is honestly a pro move, but it's giving me time to clean up these areas to the north and get my armies and stuff into position. Now we are struggling a little bit for income because of the number of cities that were over the limit. It's fine. Okay, so there's a riot in Monolithia. That's fine. I'm gonna have these Radiant Guardians park here. So now I'm stack guarding 2 different entrances. So like, no armies, because I'm not monitoring the underground, armies won't be able to pop up through here and surprise me, which is exceptionally useful. Very, very useful that these are being guarded. It's probably expensive to guard them with like tier 3 units. You could make the argument that I should use just tier 1 defender units to hold these. But the difference in price, right, like 1318 versus 426, I'd just rather use the Radiant Guardians, even if they do take longer to recruit. Plus, it makes my army stats look really big and scary, so the AI is like, oh, don't mess with that guy. All right, let's see if you can take on this Golden God. Let's see if the auto combat works. Perfect. Brilliant. We got a King's Blade. Adjacent allies gain Honor Guard. That's a cool item. A Weakening Cestus. I could gain a Golden Dragon. That's actually pretty cool. Or gain a Transmuter. I don't need the mana. I'll take the mana even though I don't need it. Let's connect this to you and then we'll crack the vault. Perfect. Harrington, good sir. We want to build that estate hall so you grow slightly faster. Monolithia is going to be under siege soon, so I'm just trying to make sure all my armies are kind of prepared for that eventuality. Good job. You're going to want to be here to delete this tile. There's Blessed Armors. We will prioritize casting Blessed Armors. No spell slots available. Unlucky. Right, there's another turn, and we slowly creep across the map. In theory, I probably could have won the game by now if I wasn't just going for like a total domination victory. But I'm enjoying playing the game in the late game, right? It's a lot of fun to be incredibly powerful and have all these stats and all these abilities and to reshape the world, right? That's what I'm doing right now. I'm deleting cities to reshape the political landscape in the vision that I want to execute, which is very fun and very satisfying to me. I find that to be an incredibly satisfying and fun thing to do when you're playing this kind of game. Like, honestly, the city of Obelissium, it might not be long for this world. I might delete that too so that I can reshape Florin a little bit and capture a bit of territory. And there's definitely potential for Berkshire to be reshaped and recaptured and swapped and changed, all the land and stuff. Okay, so these city ruins are going to get dismantled. Perfect. Next up, this hero. I think we've cleared all the nonsense nearby. We will head over here and we'll try to deal with this Umbral Nest, I guess. And the Archon Gate. They're trying to keep me from getting reinforcements in. We have raised another city, so Lukansk going to be mine too. This should be the defeat of Brimfang. This should completely wipe out his faction. I lost a few units. I don't care. At this point, these are very sustainable and replaceable losses. I'll take your items, sir. So I can spend money to gain Imperium. I can be evil. I can spend mana to gain alignment. I'm going to spend money to get Imperium. I think that's the best use of my abilities here. Brimfang is done. So we're going to absorb this and then begin raising it, so that we can do the alignment efficient raising. Now, we need to bring our armies down to Monolithia. We'll need to do some stack reorging. That's fine. We'll get to work on that in the next couple of turns. You can sneak into the city to help defend. Perfect. I've got a stack of knights in there to protect you. You're fine the way you are. We could choose a new arcane research. Let's go for Staves of Grace. I'm also going to cast Summon Vigil in here to finish out that stack. I know Sulville can annex another province. That is going to have to be underground. We have no choice. It's fine. Pretty efficient control of the map here. Like, basically just max this out. Sterisk doesn't have a governor. We don't have a hero slot. We could have a hero slot if we wanted to, but it's not in the plans. Clearing out all these notifications. I'm the race keeper of the engineering halflings. Let's cast Blessed Armors. It's getting expensive to maintain, but I think it is worth it. 2 turns until Delville is raised. 4 turns until the Kansk is raised. The thing about this, like, city raising and capturing and all this sort of stuff is it is crippling the development of my empire, because I'm taking a 50% yield penalty across my empire just to reshape the world in a reasonable way, which I suppose kind of makes sense, because it's like I'm basically remodeling the entire socio-political economic structure of an entire world, right? So I guess it should be expensive, but it feels punishing to do this endeavor. Okay, day 123 has dawned. Now I want to do a little bit of an army reorg here. I'm going to move you forward to this point. You need 3 new units. I'll put 3 paladins in there. That should do. Then I'll move you up. You also need a new unit. Why don't you grab that architect? You're a little bit heavy on the support units. I should probably reorg you. Let me drop 2 support units in exchange for 2 paladins. I think that makes you a little better rounded. Too many support units. Like, support units are great, but you kind of need units for them to support. Oh, that sounds obvious, right? But Obelissium is under siege. That's fine. It might be a city that we raise eventually. Yeah, we're not really recruiting a whole lot right now because of the sheer difficulty. Now, if I finish this should give us like 100 gold per turn, and that's at half rate. So quick buying that definitely felt worth it. I do think paladins are great. They have a really wide set of abilities. So we'll grab 3 of those paladins in the capital. I've been making great use of them. Nabocles the Bulwark has leveled up. He's currently a level 16. We could grab a Taunt. Taunt isn't bad because you do enter defense mode, or rather you can enter defense mode after using it. We could pick up a few defensive stats. His health is pretty low. Alternatively, we could get Sentinel. I think we're going to go for Taunt into Vigor. We could actually use another shield for him. So let me go to my blueprints. And not the Vengeful Shield. It was the other one that I crafted. Yeah, the Resistant Aegis. I'm going to craft one of them for him. So there's Blessed Armors. All of my units are going to have Inner Grace, as well as +2 resistance. This is all of my melee units. So fighters, shield units, shock units, polearms, and skirmishers. Perfect. Now that means, yeah, we're looking okay. It wouldn't be bad to bind a Gold Ancient Wonder. We did just finish Heavy Armor, which I'm going to give to my main leader. It's a lot of raw stats. Eventually we'll get him nice strong boots as well. Monolithia is fine. Well, actually it's under siege by some goofy ass AI army. Let me just quickly auto-resolve that to break the siege. Piercing Mantle of Starblades. We'll disenchant that. Naracles of Mortadria, who is my Death Knight, is ready to become a Master of Nature. So he's going to get even more hit points. Attacks inflict weakened and disrupted. What does Disrupted do again? Yeah, that's great. So lovely mass curse we're working on there. Obelissium is under siege. We'll clear that out next turn. My domain is being invaded. I'm gearing up for a big fight on this end turn because I'm expecting this guy to come at me with all these titans and angels that he's built. So to that end, whichever one of his armies has the highest combat stats, which is this one here, I think I'll drop a Wrath of the Emperor on him. So now that entire army is condemned and demoralized. Let's see what he thinks about that. Oh, he's coming. Oh, Lord, he's coming. Yeah, he wants to fight, baby. So, risky battle. We're up against a lot of tier 4, tier 5 units, many tier 3s. We have some sort of weaker units. I'm expecting the auto combat to go really well for us, but if it doesn't, we can manually fight this. Yeah, I mean, like, look at that. I mean, my army is just godlike. So we'll just accept that. We lost a single Shade Maker. It's fine. He's having a really hard time. As far as I'm concerned, I've already fought all like the really hard battles that are going to happen in this campaign. Like, if my auto-resolve is giving me perfect outcomes, do I really need to fight it manually? Oh, I lost a unit. Oh no. That's the question I find myself asking myself. Oh, cool. So we got Bullstring Armor. We'll take that. Some of these are pretty good. Let's wipe out these 2 stacks he kind of left here in the danger zone. I'm hoping these will be easy auto-resolves with like 1 or 2 unit losses. Again, completely acceptable levels of attrition this stage in the game. Let's go catch his armies while they're vulnerable. These are three undead titans, which again should be pretty easy for us to deal with. Boom. I've got this stack. Hopefully you can clear this out. It shouldn't be too hard for you to clear this without any losses. Good job. Okay. So situation as is. Do we want to take a moment to capture or raise Safe Ward? Safe Ward wouldn't be a bad capture, honestly. It would be good to get we just need like lots of production here. So a workers guild would be nice, but I think working our way towards a farmers guild is the play. So let me think about my cities. Harrington, you don't have a Shrine of Prosperity. You do have good food income. Let's hurry that estate hall. Make sure you get these farms. I am going to come in here and I'm going to delete the Scholars Guild because we can get better returns on investment with a farmers guild due to our nature affinity and all of our buffs and stuff like that. The armies and stuff over here is looking fine. This city is now ruined. There is something to be said for sending a hero up here to do some admin work on like these city ruins and stuff. I'll send you back to do that. All right, let me take one hero here, Narusa the Soother. I'm gonna send you underground with two of these non-hero stacks to go and clear out Safe Ward and conquer this stuff. Okay, you got yourself a stonemason, that's fine. Could make some mage locks, that could be a lot of fun. Mercenaries are neat because they actually have high upkeep and stuff. These tier 1s are just so expensive to maintain. I don't think there's a real reason to make them happen. My ruler has leveled up, and I did want to get this support resistant. He is a defensive master, so he'll always end a defense mode, meaning he'll buff people near him. Another one of my heroes leveled up. This is Nacon of Mortandria. Let's get defense. Captured some remains. Somebody has a signature skill. Nabocles the Bulwark has got a signature skill. We're going to make him a Paragon of Nature, so he'll get the Avatar of Nature. That'll get him 30 hit points, Maternal Rage, which whenever an allied unit dies, he gains strengthened, and natural regeneration. Sick. And all non-hero units in the army will gain natural regen. We could give him Paragon of Order, which would give the units resurgence, which is crazy. I'll Paragon of Nature him. Wait, cancel. Sorry. Paragon of Order. Go for it, bro. Resurgence is super powerful for auto-resolve. It's the I win button for auto-resolve, dude. I would like to repair some of this stuff and rework things. I'm going to begin raising this outpost. It's no longer necessary. I do need to clear this Astral Dew. It's going to be one of those things that we get around to. House of Charity plus the Convent will end our turn. So Brimfang has fallen. Mort Aureole is next. We're near in total control of the world. And we're starting to reshape it in our image as we see fit. All right, so we're under attack by a pretty big army from Safe Ward. This will be a hard fight for the auto-resolver, I bet. Oh, you know what? I was just completely wrong. Never mind. Let's see. I can gain Imperium, gold, or... Oh, I can gain more Imperium. Hell yeah, give me more Imperium. So I need lots of Imperium to continue to raise and build and conquer and reshape the world. So let's go clear out these city ruins. In order to build a farmers guild, we're going to need more farms. So that tells me I need to look around to see where I can replace non-farm tiles with farms. There's two more. So in 3 turns, Harrington will be able to think about going for its farmers guild, start to reach its true potential, yada yada blah 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 blah. So we can bring this guy out of the garrison of Monolithia so that we can start moving to the northwest. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to meet him up. We're going to group them up, rather, with our existing army stacks that are on the way. Take the teleporter. You guys also take the teleporter over here. Well, not here in Obelissium. We definitely want the Shrine of Prosperity. This thing loves being adjacent to farms and foresters. So there's a great spot over here. Get rid of that abbey. I don't think the abbey is necessary. God damn, it's an expensive building, though. I'm going to quick buy it because it's just worth so much gold per turn. It'll very quickly pay itself off. I keep making paladins. I do like paladins. A lot of fun. Very strong unit. So Safe Ward and Harperton are next on the chopping block for me. We're going to put them to the sword. Safe Ward will be a hard crack, but that's okay. So there's Staves of Grace. We're going to start a new research. I think I'm going to shuffle. Summoning an Astra would be kind of cool, so I will research that. You get the... Okay, we're producing things. We can rebuild ruined provinces. My ruler has leveled up. I wanted the extra resistance. He's level 19. I think he's got one more level in him before that's it. Obelissium could produce another building in theory. The Sanctuary would be super useful. What does the Herbalist do again? Regeneration. Not that good, honestly. I really do wish that I could tick things in this list that I don't need. So I would like the Sanctuary because it slows down pillaging, and I would also like the Spelljammer because it makes trying to cast spells in my stuff really annoying. So let me grab the Sanctuary, I'll replace the Herbalist, and then the Spelljammer as well. Let me have a look. Can I see? You can't become a farm. No, it's fine. I should be number 1 in basically every category now, I'm pretty sure. Yes, except for overall ranking. Surprisingly, I'm still dipping low there. Okay, that city just popped, which is excellent. We definitely want the Masonic Hall to get production up. We are going to want the bathhouse too. So that's 40 city stability. That'll bring us up from negative to positive, or at least neutral. We want the Masonic Hall as well. We're not going to build a workers guild here. It's not part of our long-term plans. We could inject gold here, but that would be concerning. Let's start clearing out these city ruins. Now, I did have a couple armies underground, and we are close to attacking Harperton and Safe Ward. I've got a group of 4 units up here. Oh, let's grab that food and that food. I can't remember which. Oh shoot, we can look at provinces this way. In terms of structures, you have a Scholars Guild. Let's dismantle that. I'll put that to the forefront, and we'll start moving over towards a farm economy. I think we're repairing the Archon Gate, or we can't yet. Oh yeah, we can't yet. Okay, that's fine. Farm, can't go with anything. Hut, farm. Temple of the God here. Oh, yeah, give me those farms. We'll need to repair you. Beacon of Unity. Make that a farm. Nope, nope, nope. Forester will need to repair. Okay, we have this city being retooled to produce food, as is its purpose. I'll produce a couple of chaplains here to support my paladins. We want to hit more Oriole. We also want to clear this bandit camp. I'll move these armies up into position. We've got a 3 stack of 6 units. Let's auto-combat it. Should be pretty straightforward. I'm like 99% sure we'll win these without a loss. We lost a aspirant knight. That's totally fine. We got a bunch of items. At this point in the game, reading through a list of random ass items that I'm getting from murdering the AI is just not on my agenda. All right, we've got 2 pretty beefy stacks here, which means I think I can clear out this umbral nest and kind of, well, clear out this literal nest of just nightmarish creatures that are being really annoying. So let's wipe out this flesh abomination and all these things. Boosh, easily done. Yeah, you're taking some attrition damage from the umbral malady. Let's get you out of this umbral gloom. Honestly, hindsight 2020, maybe this city location would have been better. I'm just like looking at it, and from a like positioning point of view, like if I can just, I wish the like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tiles away. I'm trying to think where would be the best spot that, like, I feel like if Sterisk was here, it would be perfect. But the fact that I have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess I can get range 7, but it's just like, damn. Lovely. We can now summon an Astra. Mass Revive is super good. So we'll start researching that. Got a Radiant Guardian. We got our Wizard Apex Tower. I'm going to go for the Order Amplify Lens. That will be useful. You are still building your monument. Got a House of Charity, a Lodestone Foundry. There's no governor for Sterisk, but we're like 10 turns away from getting a hero. We could, in theory, speed it up. I don't think I need to right now. What would be nice would be to get another city cap, actually. Because then we could look into annexing. Do you have any? You don't have any magical materials here, Chivalt. You have the House of Omens, which is nice. We can bind a gold ancient wonder. I'm going to bind my monument. So that's the first of 3. Let's cast Staves of Grace to make our support units better. We got ourselves the Resistant Aegis, and that was for whoever the other spear guy I have is. That's a tier 4. Navicles the Bulwark, so why don't you go ahead and take that Resistant Aegis, sir. And then for the sake of... I can't cast Hardy Armor. Oh, maybe I lost the things that were required. I'll keep forging Resistant Plate, because it's a single turn to get a pretty significant amount of effective HP. I have so many heroes in my crypt, dude. In my prison, like, look at this. That's crazy. I must be getting like a bajillion Pantheon points here, dude. Like, is 10 the maximum? I don't know. But we're rocking it, man. So we're under attack by Mort Oriole. He's got like Shrines of Smiting. He's got a lot of order-coded units with a lot of order damage. We have pretty good resistance against order damage, so I like our odds of winning this battle. He should have really good resistance to order damage as well, though, which is a bit of a problem. I think I think we will have, well, I think we'll have some loss. Okay, we lost a Aspirant Knight, which is completely fine. Yeah, our auto-resolve power now is like ridiculous. And we're very much so in this sort of zoomed out empire management phase of the game where we're reshaping the world to our whims. Okay, some rebellion marauders are attacking us as well. Should be an easy auto-resolve. It'll get us a few points. We got a few items. I'll take them. I'll delete them if I need to. Why don't you go clearing up these titans? This is a relatively safe battle. I don't think it'll be an issue. Perfect. That's them wiped out. Let's go for the sake of it and clean out this bandit camp. Now, is Mort Aureol's capital down here? Yes, it is. Basaltium. So that's where we want to take him out. All right, so we'll auto-combat here. That's a wrap. We get a nice hardy plate. Take that reward, a Mace of Smiting, plus some rewards. We'll take that. And probably next turn, we'll go down to attack Basaltium. I'm going to have my units go to Monolithia as their place of regrouping and recruitment. Go ahead and dismantle those city ruins and then get over here to these city ruins for me. All right, we're looking at a pretty big series of battles here underground. I think we'll be able to do it. Now, you're over here to take on this Umbral Nest. So let's do it. I'm hoping this will be an easy auto combat. Perfect. Very straightforward. Reinforced helmet plus a bunch of stuff. Yes. Awesome. Let me quickly check the provinces in here because we want, well, not special, but anything we can replace with a farm we do want to because this is going to be a farmer's guild kind of town. Mana and knowledge. Well, we have so much mana. Mana. We just don't need mana. We just really don't need mana. The extra food here is actually pretty good for both gold and stuff. I'm going to get myself a city cap. I think that makes sense at this point. I wish it would tell me. So here's a piece of feedback. You know, I'm going to write this down to Dire Dave. Okay, I shot a little bit of feedback to Dire Dave, who is my brohan. He's one of the devs. I don't know which dev he is, but he's one of them. A ruined province can be rebuilt. Excellent. Monolithia can annex another province. Nabocles of Bulwark has leveled up. Let's grab some extra hit points for him. Narocles of Mortadria has leveled up. I suppose we'll get some extra damage on his army. My ruler has leveled up. We got the support stuff. This is his final level up point. Yeah, clearing negative stacks on you. So he's at max level. We could, if we wanted to, reset his skills and rebuild him and do a Robocop on him. But I don't think that's necessary. Okay, reinforced plate. So I left them basically a bunch of feedback. Basically, I said, like, it would be really nice to know how many provinces that a city has, like I know how many provinces a city can have, but, like, how many does it have? You know what I mean? Like, it's here, but it doesn't tell me how many. So I have to do, like, math. I have to do, like, 14, 16, 19, 20, 21 out of 26. But I had to do math. So it would be really nice if that was just really easily available. The other one I asked for, the other one I mentioned is, like, I still really wish I could just take land from my vassals. They're my vassals. Make it an evil act. I don't care. Just let me take it. I also talked a little bit about, like, being pure good. Like, if you want to manage your land efficiently, making vassals is just terrible. Vassals are just terrible, 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 terrible. You're better off raising or annexing land, making a couple of vassals. But, like, really, like, what is Florin doing for me? You know what I mean? What are they really, like, what is the impact that Florin has had on the game? It's like, they're either having an impact or it's just completely invisible. And I think it's like they're not having an impact and they're invisible. I also talked about how, like, item forging being completely dependent on needing magical materials. This stuff in here kind of sucks. It would be really cool. Like, for example, right? I have really cool tomes. Like, if I look at my tomes, like, I have the Tome of Prophecies. Like, what if I could use the Tome of Prophecies to cast a piece of an armor, or to create armor that, like, at the start of the battle, it gave your unit a stack of precognition? Or what if the Tome of Cryomancy gave you the ability to make, like, a frost enchantment or frost armor that, like, gave you, you know, every time you lose X amount of health, your hero explodes into frost, or whatever. There's so many cool interactions that are potentially available in the game, and they're just not really explored just yet, I feel like. And the good thing is, I wish I could rush items in the Magical Forge with mana. Then there was the and then the ability to transmute mana into, like, gold or casting points. Like, it would be nice if I could overcast. Like, let's say, you know, the first 90 overcast costs double mana. The next 90 costs triple. Like, being able to overchannel this would be really, really sick. But I'm kind of just limited by, you know, whatever casting points I get passively. There's not a whole lot of options for me to increase my casting points. I think it would be nice if there was a building. I do think it would be cool if the Mages Guild gave you extra casting points. That would be really sick. Or the Researchers Guild. I feel like there's a lot of like missing space in the game's design for stuff like that, right? But the game is really fun. I love this game so much. I am getting a lot of income from vassals, which is nice, I guess. So I think this is a pretty good point to leave this episode off. We defeated Brimfang. We're completely reshaping the world politically. We're on the verge of invading the underground over here, as well as over here. We're working on Mort Oriole. We've got monuments under construction. Like, this thing is basically finished here in a bit. And we've managed to stabilize our empire. I think things are looking pretty okay for us here. And yeah, I'm going to call that here. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I love you all very much. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.